Check, check, check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. Henry,
Yes,
you're good?
it's a great mic check.
Outstanding. Wireless 1. Wireless 1. Wireless mic 1. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wireless 1. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wireless 2. Wireless 2. Wireless mic 2. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wireless mic 2. Mic check. 1, 2.
Stuff I need to try. I mean, you know, 126 is back on. Check it out. Look at my girls right now. I told somebody when I finally got to my part of town, I got to get on stage. It reminded me so much of Christmas Day. Everything. This afternoon they'll have I-26 east at I-126. It's closed due to I-1. And usually I take a shop over to about line together. Circle all the way around. No, we got it next week. At the Vanderbilt game. Vandy week.
So I'm gonna ask all my questions this week.
All you talkers out there, go ahead and get all your questions in
I'm
now.
asking ahead.
Got the youngins this week.
Yeah, so what do you feel think about Vanderbilt next week, Coach? Just to see if they'll bite.
Let's just cover this. Let's just cover Maiden now. We won't even come back.
No need to have a press conference. Go to the fair.
Came first, chicken or the egg?
Hey, that's the thing, man. Next week we can all get out of here and go to the fair. It'll be open by then. I think that's the first day it's open next week.
14th.
All
games not to be on news in Spain.
We're gonna keep going.
I was kind of curious about that because usually, you know, if you come to the game and then like 3 hours ago you just go right across the fair. I was stunned they put that at 4 o'clock.
Because they expect you to do all the 12 o'clock.
Maybe there's an SEC rule that says you can't have more than 3 new kickoffs in a row.
Right. That's good. Somebody said, oh, you missed a break this weekend. This Conference game was at 3:30, and I said, it's still be midnight by the time.
Yeah.
What time did you get home, by the way?
Huh?
What time did you get home Saturday?
Like 5 a.m. It was raining too.
Had the flooding.
In case you hadn't heard.
Oh, how bad was the flooding then when you got there?
It was not, there wasn't any cost, okay? Anything like that. And then you wake up, you know, you sleep for 4.5 hours or whatever, and then
Did it rain on y'all in the press box?
surprisingly, no.
Didn't actually.
It was fairly dry. Right, Gino?
Yeah, barely. I'm sure it'll be even better in November.
It'll be cold. Bring your ski out. Bring your
What a guy.
Behind the pulpit.
See, I told you.
Once you get further back behind it.
She is an absolute flake. It's unbelievable. You really got to try hard to piss on Rock here. She
He
is
had a
pulling
lot
out
of curve in the field, and he was kind of, I mean, it was, that's all right there. I was like, wow, that's really good.
Yeah, I've done a lot of reporting.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. We hope everyone is doing okay considering the situation right now here in our state. So we appreciate you all being here today. We're going to get started with South Carolina safety Isaiah Johnson. Questions? David.
Isaiah, I'm not sure how much film you guys have watched, but what do you think of Leonard Fournette? How much of a challenge is he to bring down?
Well, we watched not too much yet, but I got a chance to watch a little bit of him, just clippings from when he played before. He's a great player. We got to do a lot to bring him down. We all know he's getting the ball. So, all our focus is mainly on him and, the rest of the players on offense. But, he's going to be a tough challenge, but we're looking forward to it. So.
To the left, Josh.
Isaiah, do you know if you or any of your teammates suffered extensive damage from the floods?
No, I don't think anybody on our team has. We've been blessed, fortunate for the tragedy that happened, but I don't think anybody on the team has. So.
Were you able to get on the practice field yesterday afternoon?
No, we didn't. We actually had walkthroughs upstairs. So.
And so you normally would have been outside, but you just did it upstairs,
Yeah.
Indoors, not the indoor facility, but in the building.
In the building, yeah.
Back to Josh.
The physical part of stopping Leonard Fournette is difficult, obviously, but I wonder about the mental side of it, just the fact that he's a big, strong guy, and he's coming all day long. Do you have to get your mind right for that type of challenge?
Yeah, you have to get your mind right every game, to be honest. Like I said, he's a great player. He's big, fast. He run hard. But, we're looking forward to the challenge. We're waiting for this. We've been waiting for this opportunity to go against a running back like him. So I know we're going to be ready and well prepared for Saturday.
David.
Isaiah, have any of the coaches mentioned that, Coach Spurrier team has been through something like this before, that his first team started 0-3 in the SEC and ended up having a winning season both in the league and in overall play?
No. I haven't heard anything about it, so.
Does that give you hope that you guys can do the same thing?
Yeah. We have our heads high. We're all, just looking forward to the next play, the next opportunity. So we'll be ready by this week.
Isaiah, playing this team, as you said, he's going to get the ball. They don't pass the ball well. Does that change y'all's defensive alignment to maybe load up the box and just try to tackle him and dare him to pass?
Yeah, sort of, kind of, but we haven't really figured out what we're gonna do yet. But I know throughout this week, Coach Hoke's gonna have a good scheme set up for this offense. So,
Isaiah, who's the best running back in college that you've played against up till this point, either here at Kansas, and how does Leonard Fournette compare to whoever that is?
I played against a lot of good running backs. I guess the running back from Georgia. They are talking about him, Nick Chubb, but, on film, they're kind of the same, except, Leonard's just a bigger running back, but, it's the same.
I sort of had the same question, but is there anybody, NFL or just anybody you've seen growing up that he reminds you of?
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Adrian Peterson a little bit, looking at how he runs, but, we're looking forward for this challenge. We're going to be ready for Saturday, so.
Staying on Leonard Fournette, I think he has 3 straight 200-yard rushing games. What's a successful day for you guys trying to contain him?
Hold him under whatever he's averaging, he's a great player. He's probably going to get, most of his yards. But, we're going to do a great job Saturday. I know Coach Hoke is going to draw up some good schemes to stop him and stop the rest of the offense. So.
From your angle, all these Leonard Fournette questions, all these questions about top 10 team. How hard is it going to be this week to stay within yourself and just more focus on the process?
Not hard at all. I have the same mental focus every week. Just listen to my coach, do what I'm assigned to do. I know everybody else on my team has that same focus, so it's not going to be tough on us.
Back to the left, Josh.
Isaiah, confidence obviously doesn't make you stronger, doesn't make you learn the playbook better, but what role does it play in being able to play well? If you guys are confident in what you're doing versus not, and how confident are you at the moment?
Confidence brings a lot. You always want to be confident going to a game, knowing what you're supposed to do, knowing, like I said, what you're supposed to do, your assignment, what coach preaches, and throughout the whole week, if we have that same confidence that we bring throughout practice through Saturday, and we know we'll be fine. So confidence plays a big role.
What's the challenge in taking it from Monday through Friday and getting it down to the game field?
Just, blocking out all the distractions, really, just the little things, what one hearing about Fournette and, the rest of the offensive players, we're not going to really focus on that. We're just going to worry about what our coach tells us and, just come out Saturday and play hard, fast, and physical.
Isaiah, how easy or hard is it to ignore some of the criticism that's popped up early in this day and age of social media?
It's pretty tough because, we hear it a lot, especially with how social media is nowadays. But, we try to do as best as we can to stay off it, not read what anybody has to say about us. We're just looking forward to the next game. And, we're going to keep our focus throughout the whole week. So.
Back to left, David.
Isaiah, have you had friends or family members calling you to check on you after seeing what's going on TV down here this week?
Yeah, actually, my mom, she keeps up with me every day. She sends me emails, texts, and all that. My grandmother back home, but yeah, I have a lot of support from my family members. So. Were
they worried about you?
Yeah, they were.
Pete.
Isaiah, getting back to the social media thing, I know there were a couple of incidents this week where, a Texas player tweeted he was going to transfer, and an A&M player tweeted video of his targeting hit and said it wasn't a targeting hit. Do you guys have a policy about, staying away from your cell phones during games, after games? What's the policy here at South Carolina for you guys?
I don't really know the policy here, but I know as players, we all try to stay away from that. Try to stay away from trying to bring a lot of attention to ourselves because it's not good on yourself or the program. So.
Isaiah, who would you identify as the leaders on this team?
We have a lot of leaders, to be honest. A lot of guys step up. A lot of guys want to win and push everybody else. So, we have a lot of leaders on this team. So.
You can't name any, though, that, just really stick out?
Not really. We're all just, we're all confident guys. We all try to help each other. And every player on this team, works hard and pushes each other. So.
Anything else for Isaiah? Thank you, Isaiah. Bring TJ up.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Questions for TJ? David.
TJ, same question. You might see a little bit more of them than Isaiah does. How tough will it be to bring down Leonard Fournette?
It's a great challenge, but I think like Isaiah said, we're going to be prepared. All week, we're just going to focus on doing the little things. Coach Hoke always stresses the details. It's just going to have to come all together on Saturday. He's a great back.
To the left, Josh.
I'm also going to ask you what I asked Isaiah in terms of the psychology of it and getting your mind right for the fact that this, 300-pound guy is coming all day long. How do you prepare for that mentally?
You just have to get yourself ready to go all game. With a guy like him, it's coming, and it's your job to stop it. So you just have to mentally prepare to just say, we got to go for 4 quarters straight, downhill, physical game.
Do you tell yourself, he's a great player, we've got a ton of respect for him, or do you have to tell yourself, we're just as good as he is, he's not that good? How do you
You
do
respect his ability, yes, but at the end of the day, he puts his pants on just like you put your pants on, and your job is to go out there and stop him, and that's it.
Going to the back, Rick.
How important is it for you guys to, when you go after Fournette, make sure you got plenty of buddies coming along? Because when you see that video with him just tossing people aside like rag dolls.
Right. Coach Hulk always stretches run to the ball, gang tackling, and top off piles. So we have to gang tackle him. It's going to be a great challenge, whether it be one-on-one, but you should see 11 guys flying to the ball no matter what, whenever he gets the ball. That's with anybody getting the ball, but especially this weekend with him, you should see us gang tackling and trying to all bring him down.
To the left, Tim.
How easy or difficult is it to focus right now on football with the flood situation here in the city?
Right. The flood situation has been a tragic event, but we have to get back to business. We all send our prayers out for those who are affected by this, but Saturday we have to focus on the game. I know it's going to be a lot of emotion surrounding the game. A lot of people are going to be affected by this, but on Saturday we just have to come all together and put this behind us.
To the left, David.
Same thing I asked Isaiah. Have you had friends and family members calling to make sure you were okay and in the wake of all this?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people text me, people from Texas, people from Arkansas, like a lot of family members all called me, text me, friends, making sure I was okay. This is a huge event.
And unrelated, Coach Spurrier's first team here started 0-3 in the SEC, ended up having a winning season overall and a winning season in league play. Are you guys even aware of that, and does that give you any kind of hope that you can do the same thing this season?
Yeah, I like Isaiah said, I didn't even know that. But we're just focused on us. We hope to get this season turned around. We're going to try our hardest to get this season turned around. That's our main focus right now.
TJ, who would you identify as the leaders on this team?
We have quite a bit of leaders. On defense, as we all know, Sky Moore, this year he's become way more vocal. And you could just tell he wants to win. He wants it bad. All the offensive linemen, they've stepped up this year. They've voiced their opinions. They've been great leaders. They've just been trying to keep everyone's spirit up ever since the whole season began.
Any other questions for TJ? Thank you, TJ.
quick, just FYI, I apologize for not having notes. We had major copier issues this morning, so I emailed them to you, so hopefully everybody got them. If not, let me know and I'll get an email address from you. Today's practice will start at 3:30 rather than 4:30, so we'll finish up probably closer to 5:30, 5:45, in that range, something like that. So we'll see you out there. Hopefully we'll be able to go on the outdoor, I think. You know? Did seem to think that I'd have had a chance to play race outdoors.
And the game's still on, right?
Yeah, it's, that is the plan right now. He is on, still monitoring the situation. Holding patterns from what we said yesterday.
Steve, are they maybe planning to do anything like helmet stickers or put something on the field for, to honor the victims, anything like that? Anybody chime in?
I'll be honest, we have, because of the situation, I don't know that we've all had a chance to even huddle that much. And right now the focus is just trying to make sure that we have other games this week as well, so we're trying to work through with soccer's at home, I think Thursday night, we have volleyball. So there's just a lot of issues that we're all trying to work through. First concern is safety for everyone, obviously.
As far as you know, everybody on this team, all the athletes have been good. As far as you know, all the athletes, not just on football, but everybody.
I've not heard of any issues with anybody like that.
Don't know his presence announced or anything about
Worry about all your kids.
You guys all right with your house?
Well, they went for 2-2. They shouldn't have delivered. No, they shouldn't. That's what I'll take down the street. Yeah.
Yeah, very blessed to have him.
Yeah, so it's been rough for a lot of people.
I know. Yeah, that's the sad part.
One other thing, we've just gotten word that the SEC Nation will not be coming this weekend. They usually see that as kind of a celebration and that sort of thing. They just felt it was inappropriate to have that show come here this weekend, so they're going to go to Tennessee and reschedule and come back here later this year. So SEC Nation will not be here on Saturday. It was like, I think it was 20 years. It looked like a lot better than it was.
Well, USC is supposed to announce today, canceled class next Thursday or start tomorrow. Because the main thing is that the water situation with dorms. As for the regular school, depends where you're at. Obviously, Lexington's a little bit harder into those people. My feelings are Richard one, they just called it. So they're pretty important. It's just up to the district. As they figure if there's any potential of a road having a sinkhole or something like that. Governor's starting our press conference right
I'll try to get them all together and send it at one time. Turn on your mic for a second.
Just a reminder, if everyone would please check your cell phones. Thank you.
Okay. I guess we got everybody here. Okay, first of all, our thoughts and prayers, of course, are with the flood victims in South Carolina, the Columbia area. We're really pulling for them. We appreciate the first responders, all the law enforcement agencies, what they've done, and so forth. I sent my contribution into the Red Cross today, and hopefully many others that are in position to help out will do so also. But our thoughts and prayers are with them, and hopefully these waters will get out of here as quickly as possible. Sort of interesting, some areas of town are not affected at all, and other areas are just completely flooded. So we're fortunate out where I live. No problems getting in and out, but other areas certainly have a lot of tragedy that has happened. So our thoughts and prayers are with them, and appreciate all the work Red Cross and all the other agencies are doing. Okay, LSU, from all I know, the games are still on. They're coming here Saturday at noon, and they're obviously another very good team. Probably one of the biggest, strongest teams in the nation. Best running back in the country, everybody says, and Fournette. So it'll be a tremendous challenge for us. But we're looking forward to playing here at home at noon and see if we can't play a lot better. On the injury list, Lorenzo Nunez fell on his shoulder, sprained a little bit. Probably won't throw today, but he should be okay by the end of the week. Other than that, I don't think we've got any other too serious injuries. We just need to play better. We didn't play very well last game. Could have coached better also. And we'll try some things different, and hopefully that'll give us a chance to get in the fight with these guys and see what happens. All right, any questions? Mm-hmm.
Steve, you've seen Herschel and you've seen Bo Jackson. Would you put Fournette in that category right now?
I think it's a little early to do all that. Certainly he could be. certainly in time. I think both those players. Well, Herschel did leave early, didn't he? Yeah, he could have come back for his 4th year. Bo Jackson, did he play all 4? I think he did. Yeah, I don't remember him leaving early. Of course, Herschel left because of the USFL. Back then, he couldn't go to the NFL. But yeah, our league, Trump stole him. Sort of messed up Georgia there for a year, but yeah, he certainly could be. He certainly could be, and probably let him earn all those as he goes through his career there.
Steve, were any players or staffers that you know of affected by these floods Sunday?
Well, some of our coaches live in the downtown area over here that had to be evacuated, but no serious damage. To Sean Elliott and G.A. Mangus had a little water in his basement, he said. Elliott actually had to leave his house. He lives close to Gills Creek. I think they're letting him back in today. So our staff has been, I think, pretty well avoided the tragedy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Josh.
Given that Lorenzo is a true freshman, how much does missing throwing in practice hurt his preparation for a game?
Well, last week he didn't want to throw much at all. He wanted to take off every play, as you can tell in the game. So we need to coach him up a lot better, and he's got to get the ball out of his hands when he goes back there. But it may give Perry Orth and Michael Skarnecki a chance to see if we can get them ready to play also. But we'll wait till the end of the week to see where everybody is. That's probably where we are right now.
Does he have to throw some during the week for you to feel comfortable starting him? I'm just talking about physically at this point, being able to throw. Does he have to do that during the week?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, we just like to see him throw instead of run. But that's, I guess, part of a freshman. He sort of reverted back to just, taking off a little early the last game. That's part of being a freshman and part of being a very good runner, I would guess. Most of our quarterbacks have not been quite as good a runner as Lorenzo is. So there's that balance you shoot for. Cam Newton, he still runs a lot, but he throws it also pretty well. So that's what we hope to get him to as soon as we can. Mm-hmm.
Steve, Brandon Wiles, he's feeling better. He'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I think he should be ready. The trainer said he would practice today. I don't know if he'll be in the contact period, bump around period, but he should be okay by this weekend. If he is 100%, he'll start the game.
Steve, defensively, it looks like LSU wants to run the ball. They're not that strong passing. Will that change John's alignment to maybe stack the box?
Yeah, we will try to do better against the run. We've not been real super against it, but yeah, we'll do what about every team tries to do when they play LSU. It hasn't really stopped them much yet, but we got to get everybody up there and try to knock down the blockers and try to get a hold of him before he gets in the secondary. He's one of those backs that it's hard for a defensive back to tackle him. When he gets in the secondary, he heads for the goal line. A lot of times our guys run up those defensive backs, stop, and go the other way. I wish we had one would run through them occasionally, but that's just sort of where we are right now and so forth.
Steve, you said you were tweaking the lineup maybe a little bit and maybe trying to still identify some of the right players. Are you convinced that you have enough of the right players to win SEC games?
Oh, I hope so. Time will tell, and time will tell if we can put them in position to let them play. Time will tell.
Steve, do you see any parallels between this group and your 2005 team that was in a similar situation but turned it around?
No, not really. It was not too much. Yeah. I guess that's not too encouraging words right there, but I don't know. We'll see. We're going to make some changes, and we're not going to run up the middle on first down every play. I'll tell you that. And So that'll be something different.
Steve, you guys had some moderate success running up tempo to kind of let Lorenzo just play and maybe not read so much last week. Could you maybe work a little more of that in this
Up
week?
tempo? Yeah, we did a little bit last week and pretty well. Threw the little quick screen out to Pharaoh and made some nice yards there for a while. Yeah. The one drive, we made 8 yards and tried to run it on 2nd and 2 and lost about 2 yards. End up 3rd and 4. So yeah, our run game was not very good last week at all, and we got to find some new ball plays.
Coach, you mentioned not lumping Fournette in with Herschel or Bo just yet, but who would you compare him to, either past or present, that you've seen?
Oh, I let you guys do that. Yeah, you guys do all that comparing. Us coaches, he's one of the best players in the country. We all know that. He's got an excellent chance maybe to win the Heisman, but I'll let you guys do all those comparisons, okay? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Technically, is there something that has to happen on that inside zone read for it to be successful, where it's a block that's got to be made, or the quarterback making the right read, or the running back doing something?
Oh, it's a combination, I guess, Josh. You need to ask Coach Elliott all that. That's a play that, of course, everybody's running it now. So it still requires some blocking. And a lot of times our guy gets it, and there's about 2 guys waiting on him. So we obviously aren't blocking it very well. And then sometimes the quarterback is supposed to keep it, and he hands off, and so forth. But it's it's not as easy to just say, well, he should have kept it then, or well, he should have faked it and then threw it to Jarrell, on that little pop pass. It's easy to, after you watch the tape, what he should have done, but when the action's going on there, I played quarterback. I don't know if y'all know that, but I don't think I could. I don't know if I could do all the things that sometimes we ask those quarterbacks to do in the zone read, keep, run, throw. And if you throw it, you got 2 guys running at you full speed. So it's a little more difficult maybe than it looks at times.
From a defensive perspective, the psychology of stopping a guy like Leonard Fournette, who is big and strong, and it's going to hurt, and he's going to come a whole game long. Do you feel like defenders have to prepare mentally the right way for that?
Yeah, they got to get pumped up. They got to have some fight and want to. You got to hit him low. You got to try to get his ankles together if you can. Obviously, our defensive backs and linebacker type guys. Hopefully, our D lineman maybe can stop him, hitting him in the waist area or so forth. But it's called gang tackling. That's how you stop all those guys. Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson, their teams didn't win every game. Everybody loses one, seems like, somewhere down the line. And Alabama, they stopped Chubb last week until he broke that long run. He got the long run at the end of the game there. So good defense can stop about anything.
Steve, was Zach Bailey as consistent snapping the ball last weekend, and what's your center situation this week with him and Allen?
He did all right, except the one that slipped out of his hand. He rolled one back that I think Sean Carson scooped it up and ran for 2 or 3 yards. And he did okay. Yeah, he did okay for a freshman in there.
Will not be back this week.
Could be back. He could be back snapping a little bit in practice today. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does it matter if your players are confident, or how much does it matter?
Confidence comes from executing, being successful, doing it over and over. So that's where we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to where we can establish some consistency, and that's where you sort of gain confidence, I think.
Can you do that in practice, or does that have to come in a game?
I think it helps. It certainly helps in practice. It helps to do it over and over in practice, and then do it in the game, and then you feel confident you can do it week after week. But sometimes our practices aren't real pretty easy either. So I wish I could say we really look good in practice and we're not doing it in the game, but that would be misleading to say that. We need to try to practice better, try to complete everything, pass block better, run better, So we've got work to do.
Steve, what is Debo Samuel's status? I noticed he wasn't on the depth
Debo
chart.
has had a pulled hamstring the last 2 or 3 weeks, so he could be back this week. We're just waiting to see if he comes out there and trainer says he can run and he says he can run. Then we'll fit him in there somewhere.
Coach, do you anticipate Kevin Steele to run any of the same defensive schemes he did at Clemson?
Oh, they play a little bit in a little bit different, but they're pretty similar. Their guys know what to do, and they're pretty consistent. But they got a lot of defenses, and they'll blitz, play a little bit of zone, a lot of man-to-man. But he's got talented players, so they have a very, very solid defense. I don't know where they're ranked. Got to be ranked in the top 2 or 3, don't they? 4, I'm not sure. But yeah, they're a well-coached team, certainly. Okay. Yes, sir.
Steve, how do you see the role of the ball club and the program this week with what's been going on? Do you have a message to the players? I know it's business as usual football-wise, but at the same point, do you talk to them about trying to be a brighter spot in the community with what's been going on?
Oh, we'll talk about trying to play our best against LSU. That's what we'll talk about, and hopefully if we play extremely well, we'll have a chance to beat these guys. That's what we all hope for. But we're just trying to improve our team. That's all coaches can do, is trying to get them best prepared to play, and the other stuff, takes care of itself as far as playing the game's concerned. We believe we can play better, but until we do it, it's just it's just hope. But we need to go do it. So we're looking forward to this week.
Steve, overall, do you think you have the kind of player leadership on this team that you would ideally want?
I don't know. First of all, let me just say this: we're not the only team in America that's 2-3. All right, I think the teams that we're sort of joking around with that went 7-6 and won the bowl game last year, they're all 2-3 also. Arkansas, Tennessee, so we're all sort of in there. You could say, well, their schedule was tougher, or this, that, and the other. Who knows? But so we're 2-3, and the only thing we can do as coaches is try to get our guys pumped up, ready to play this week. Let's go try to have fun. We can't do anything about the last 5 games. Let's go try to see if we can really play this game well. So that's what we're going to try to do. All right. See you later. All right.
You guys need to know the president just canceled classes for the rest of this week. President Pastides just canceled class for the rest of the week. It's done.
all of our families and people in the Midlands who are under great hardship right now with our flooding situation. And we're anxious to help all of those get into a better situation. I'm not sure that you may be aware at this point, but classes have been canceled for the remainder of the week. And we're hoping that the weather cooperates and the floodwaters recede as we move forward. Our situation regarding football, It's ongoing. We're not 100% sure at this time that we'll have a game here at Williams-Brice. While that planning is underway, it is not a definite. We will continue to monitor the infrastructure that is necessary to have a football game, and consider, hopefully within 24 to 36 hours, whether or not that we will play here. There's certainly lots of concerns with our families and people who live here in the Midlands, and certainly the logistics with the highways, the stadium water situation, and other pressures with first responders and highway patrolmen and all the police that we use from various counties around the Midlands. So there are a lot of concerns and a lot of things to consider.
Ray, is it at the point where you guys are looking at other locations to maybe move the game, or would it be a postponement if it came to that?
There have been lots of discussions in the last few hours that there's conversations about possibly moving the game to another city. More than one is being talked about at this point. I don't want to get into specifics, but certainly a game at LSU is not out of the realm of possibility as well. Again, our intentions are to stay on schedule and play here in Columbia, but it's not a definite. We'll continue to monitor it.
Ray, obviously in the grand scheme of things, this is not nearly as important, but what can you tell us about the field conditions here and how aware you are of how playable this surface is after all the rain it's taken over the last week or so?
Well, you're right. It's, what has happened here in the state of South Carolina and the city of Columbia is not, football is not nearly as important or important at all when you think about it in that perspective. But as far as our situation here at Williams-Brice and the field conditions, we've been spared. We have a great grounds crew and a great infrastructure as far as drainage is concerned, and we're in pretty good shape. We've examined the stadium and maybe a few spots here and there that had some excessive rain or flooding, but nothing very serious at all.
Will there be a determining factor in a final decision, and who will ultimately make that call?
Well, certainly Dr. Pastides and I have had conversations, and Coach Spurrier and I have talked about it as well. But his emergency management team, I was up on campus earlier today, and a lot of people at the university level are involved in what we're doing. And certainly, as I mentioned, the university students will not be in class for the remainder of the week. So there's constant dialogue. The SEC office is involved as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it right now. I'll be Rick too. Yeah. Josh, you getting this?